Okay, Audrey, today we're going to read a book, and it's called I Found a Frog. And you have to listen really carefully, because I'm going to ask you some questions after, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So it's called I Found a Frog. Even though I have grandchildren of my own, it seems like it was only yesterday when I returned home from school to find a frog in my bedroom. My mother chuckled when I yelled out, "I found a frog on my bed." Now, she knew that I would eventually find one, but she let me discover the wonders of nature that many people miss. I'm glad she did. You see, a little earlier in the spring, when I was 6 years old, I saw some little black fish in a pond. Since I didn't have any pets, I went home and asked my mom if I could have one. After we talked about my catching some of the fish I saw and the responsibility of having a pet, she agreed. She gave me a bowl, told me to go catch a few, and said that while I was out, she would prepare their new home, so off I went. There were so many that they were easy to catch. I filled a bowl and ran home. When I got home, my mother had an old fishbowl filled with water sitting on the corner of my desk. She asked to see the fish, looked, and with a big smile said, "Tadpoles, wow, you are in for a surprise." I asked what she meant, and she just said I'd have to wait and see, but to watch my fish carefully. After a few weeks, I noticed some were changing. "Mom," I yelled with excitement, "come here, my fish are growing legs." She came into my room, looked, smiled, and told me to keep watching. After several more weeks, there were more changes. "Mom," I yelled with excitement, "come here, my fish are growing front legs and their tail is going away." She came into my room, looked, smiled, and told me to keep watching. A week or so later, when I got up, I was amazed. There were even more changes. My fish didn't have tails, their legs were bigger, and they didn't look like little black fish I'd caught earlier in the spring. "Mom," I yelled, "come here, my fish are really different." She came into my room, looked, smiled, and told me that a surprise was very close. That day when I returned home from school is when I yelled out, "I found a frog on my bed." "Surprise!" yelled Mom. "You watched a miracle right before your eyes. A fish changed into a frog. Now you better catch and take him and the other almost frogs back to the pond. I don't need 50 more surprises tomorrow morning." Off I went. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to complete the sentence, okay? So the little boy filled a blank with blank. So what did he have that he filled up?
A bowl.
A bowl, good job. And what did he fill it with?
Water.
Water, but do you remember what he was trying to catch?
Tadpoles.
Good job. So what was the first thing that the boy noticed that was starting to grow on the tadpoles? What was one of the first things?
The legs.
The legs. That's crazy. Okay, another one. So why was he so surprised when he came home one day?
Because he originally caught tadpoles, and then there was a frog.
A frog on his
They
bed.
weren't fish anymore.
So crazy. Where do you think a frog is supposed to live? Where did the boy take it?
In the pond.
The pond. Do you know what a pond is? Have you ever seen one?
Yes.
What does it look like?
It's like a lake.
A
Some
lake?
water.
Is it kind of gross?
Yeah.
Super gross.
Lots of plants.
Good. Have you ever found any animals in nature?
Yeah.
What kind? What was your experience with it?
I saw a grizzly bear last summer when we were in Yellowstone.
Oh my gosh. What
Yeah.
did you do about it?
We stayed in our car.
That's probably smart, huh?
Yeah.
Good job, Audrey. You did very good.
Okay.